first forecast brought to you by Store It at Home, rent-to-own portable buildings. Overnight tonight, not nearly as cold as we've been the last couple of nights, seeing temperatures down into the 30s. Tonight, only getting to around 57 degrees, and you can thank your dew points for that. They're going to be on the rise overnight tonight, going throughout the day tomorrow, because we have storms in our forecast. Looking at the almanac today, we got up to 71. 40 last night. The average for this time of year, pretty close to where we had today, but we're going to be above average, and we've got not one, but two chances at severe weather and 3 chances at seeing thunderstorms throughout the next couple of days. I'll have your forecast for your weekend and what you can expect out of those thunderstorms. All coming up in just a few minutes. Your ABC 31 News starts now.
Welcome to ABC 31 News tonight. I'm Scott Beadle. Earlier this week, Brame Middle School teacher Aaron Smith passed away, and yesterday the student body paid their respects. ABC 31 Shar Thomas spoke to some of her colleagues about the loss.
Tuesday morning, Brame Middle School principal Molly Funtnote received some news that would affect not only her, but the student body and staff. Funtnote was informed that 33-year-old science teacher Aaron Smith had passed away.
Found out that morning. I got the call from my lead teacher, who is one of her neighbors. That call came in at 5 o'clock to me. So, and then we had to come to school and try to salvage the day with our staff.
Smith wore many hats as a teacher and cross-country coach. While teaching and coaching, she made a huge impact on the student body. Neighbor and co-worker Frances Clark says her personality was like no other.
She's one of those type of people that if you knew her, you didn't have to have anything else to say to describe her. And if you did not know her, there's no way you could describe her to people. She always had a beautiful smile, would help anybody. A loving, caring person that our community will greatly miss.
The South Carolina native was welcomed with open arms back in 2014 and embraced with the Louisiana culture, but most of all, the students.
This year, I knew her as her principal, but in years past, I knew her as my son's teacher and his cross-country coach, and I can tell you that I know firsthand the type of relationship she has with the kids. One of the memories that I hope I never forget is what Erin did for those kids at each of her cross-country meets. As the kids were running, she would always, cheer them on and really encourage them, no matter how fast or how slow they were.
Yesterday afternoon, the student body and staff came together to celebrate Smith's life. Many students spoke highly of her, giving their last respects. Principal Funtnote reminded the students, although you may not see her at school, Miss Smith will forever be a Gator. Shar Thomas, ABC 31 News.
More charges are leveled against a Rapids Parish inmate who escaped and was recaptured. 33-year-old Brandon Wade Clark is accused of jumping a fence at the transition work facility and fleeing from deputies. Investigators say he used a screwdriver to break into a pickup on the lot of a nearby business, confronted an employee and forced him to provide keys, then drove to Natchitoches Parish. Authorities say he was eventually caught with the use of road spikes on Highway 1 near Lena, where he crashed the truck and then tried to flee on foot. He's now charged with criminal damage, burglary, trespassing, aggravated burglary, kidnapping, armed robbery, carjacking, and aggravated criminal damage to property. He is currently in solitary confinement. Alexandria police say they've arrested a man accused of distribution of heroin and fentanyl. They arrested 32-year-old Dustin Thompson after a search of his home on Renee Street. He's also charged with illegal carry and possession of a stolen gun. And a 13-year-old at Oak Hill was detained for making verbal threats at the school. The school resource officer handled the situation, and the matter has been turned over to juvenile detectives. President of the Regional Chamber of Commerce, Deborah Randolph, stopped by with an update on recent work by the Government Affairs Department.
The Chamber serves as the voice of business and industry on local, state and federal issues. In January, we made our trip to Washington, D.C. to go to Capitol Hill to deliver our federal legislative agenda. We very much focused on getting the congressional designation of Interstate 14. That's the new highway, federal highway, that will connect military installations all the way from El Paso, Texas, then through Texas, through Louisiana, picking up Fort Polk, through Mississippi, Alabama, all the way to Georgia. And we'll be dropping in a piece of legislation along with our stakeholders from Texas and Mississippi.
If you'd like to stay up to speed with the Chamber, you can visit their website at senlachamber.org. Funding for TOPS remains a hot topic for legislators as they look ahead to fixing the state's budget woes. WBRZ's Mark Armstrong has the story from Baton Rouge.
Imagine you're head of the class. You want to go to LSU on TOPS, but other states are also offering a free ride. What would you do? Senator Dan Morris fears you might leave.
We can't tell students this is guaranteed because it's subject to appropriation by the legislature each and every year.
Each and every year, students in college or soon to go wonder if TOPS will stick around. Representative Barry Ivey.
Since I've been here, it's budget deficit, cut, and TOPS is always, on the chopping block.
The program does keep students in Louisiana, while years of budget cuts forced universities to depend on the program more and more. The system seems very fragile.
Every year around the time of the budget debate, there's always talk about cutting things like TOPS. However, in the entire history of the program, that's only happened once a couple of years ago, and lawmakers face incredible backlash from their constituents. So Capitol insiders say the chances of them actually cutting TOPS again are slim to none.
As much as lawmakers hate cutting TOPS, they really hate raising the taxes to pay for it. So some are trying to make the program cheaper. This year, lawmakers will debate ideas like raising the academic standards a little, or offering more to top performers, or diverting some students to community colleges. These are not new ideas. Representative Franklin Foyle has tried before.
It's very difficult to change any requirements that take something away from people that are getting something from the government.
The fight to fund TOPS doesn't seem to be going anywhere anytime soon.
When you're making your weekend plans, don't forget that the Louisiana Nursery Festival kicks off tomorrow. ABC31's Joanna Phillips has that story.
Flowers, friends, food, and fun. That's what the Nursery Festival in Forest Hill has to offer. This year marks the 33rd annual Louisiana Nursery Festival, which begins on Friday.
The Nursery Festival is when the community comes together and we do a fundraiser for our volunteer fire department. And all the proceeds from the festival goes to the volunteer fire department in our area.
In the small village of Forest Hill, the nursery industry is huge, with about 200 plant nurseries. And some residents of the area wait and prepare all year for that one weekend when the nursery festival is held.
I guess my favorite part of this weekend is to be able to enjoy people coming in to the community, to be able to visit with them and see what their views are. And it's real friendly and family-oriented, so we enjoy that.
Aside from plant sales by area nurseries, the Nursery Festival offers entertainment, food booths, carnival rides, and more. There's a chance of rain this weekend, but the festival plans to do its best to keep things going, even with a little rain.
We're going to try to just work in between the showers. Hopefully people will still come out and visit with us. We've had rain before, we've had snow before, so we're praying for a good weekend. We kick off everything Friday morning at 8 o'clock. It goes until 6 on Friday. It opens at 8 on Saturday until 6, Sunday 10 to 3.
You can visit the Louisiana Nursery Festival Facebook page for more information, or just make the short drive to Forest Hill and see for yourself what this festival is all about. Joanna Phillips, ABC 31 News.
We can grow a wide variety of fruiting plants in Louisiana. As LSU Ag Center horticulturist Dan Gill explains on this edition of Get It Growing, blueberries require a little attention, but they will provide you with some delicious rewards.
You know, it's popular to create landscapes that give us something back for all the effort we put into them. It could be flowers and fragrances, but there's nothing like food from the landscape to really keep you happy. Putting food on the table from your garden is a wonderful, wonderful accomplishment. Now, we can grow a wide variety of fruiting plants here in Louisiana. Peaches, plums, citrus like oranges in the southern part of the state. But one of our most popular and easy to take care of plants are blueberries. These are fruiting shrubs that don't require a lot of time or effort. They don't require a lot of spraying or pruning to stay productive. And they're also nice, neat plants. They're shrubby plants that fit in well with landscapes. You can plant them as a hedge. You can plant them as a privacy screen. They go well in large containers. So they're very, very versatile. Now, a few things to keep in mind about blueberries. They love an acid soil. So have your soil tested. Make sure your pH is down around about 5.5 or 6 for blueberries to be really happy. And if not, you may want to add acidifiers to the soil when you're doing bed preparation. Lots of sun, like most of our fruiting plants. They love the sun, so a location that gets sun throughout the day is ideal. Good drainage is also important. If drainage is not really good in your area, plant these on raised rows. Actually lift it up somewhat off the ground level, maybe about 6 to 8 inches. And those raised rows will give these plants the kind of drainage that they need. Harvest is usually around about May into June. They're productive and they're wonderful. If you'd like more information on growing blueberries, either you have some or you're going to get some, then get online and do an internet search for Home Blueberry Production LSU Ag Center, and that'll pull up all that great information you need to be successful with your blueberries. Forget it growing. I'm Dan Gill with the LSU Ag Center.
And for more information on other lawn and garden topics, contact your parish's LSU Ag Center Extension Service Office or visit the website there on your screen and click on the Lawn and Garden button.
Good morning, Central Louisiana.
Good morning, America.
Look for your local weather updates during GMA. Brought to you by LSUA. Find your way to A.
Current conditions still beautiful. 70 degrees and sunny. It feels like 70. The dew point at 46. Just absolutely fantastic. The evening going on out there. The wind out of the south now instead of the northwest. We talked about the shift yesterday, and we now have that, bringing in warmer temperatures and higher dew points, as noted by our 46. Only getting down to about 57 tonight, and that's setting the stage for our next storm system, which is moving through, well, the Pacific, well, mid-Pacific region, California. That will be soon ejecting out into the plains and allowing for more moisture to return to our area over the next couple of days. Now, it just looks like we're putting the forecast on repeat here, but I promise you we're not. This is Friday, Saturday, and then Sunday. Yeah, a shower or thunderstorm around on every single day, mostly cloudy. Again, I hope you enjoyed today, because the next 3 days we're going to have basically the same forecast out there. It'll be sticky, it'll be warm, and we'll have those showers and thunderstorms around Friday and Sunday. We could potentially look at severe weather. This is what we have for tomorrow. The best chance being Shreveport, Monroe over to Jackson, then points north and east. The greatest area of instability is actually going to be in between Shreveport and Monroe there. And this is what we're looking at with any potential storm. Hail, large hail could happen in isolated events. We're talking about 1.5 inches in diameter or larger. That's ping pong ball to golf ball size. And then wind gust over 50 miles per hour. Flash flooding still a risk. We still have saturated soil, but we're really going to have to get a good dumping to have any kind of flash flooding going around. Tornado threat is there. If we can get storms to initiate and hang on through the evening, we could see a few tornadoes tomorrow as well. And we are in that marginal category, so the severe threat does extend further south, but we might just not have the instability that will be off to our north for the day tomorrow. And basically, where you saw the severe threat, that's where the storm threat is for tomorrow as well, and warmer temperatures. Not our only chance at severe weather. Again, on Sunday, this puts us in the slight risk, and this will be changing over the next couple of days because this is now 4 days out. So on a way the severe weather works, it's 3 days out, but the outlooks go day 1 is today, so day 4 is Sunday. Looking at this, this will likely change, but again, hail, wind gust, flash flooding, and even tornado threat is being elevated for the Sunday risk. So we're going to have to keep a very close eye on what's going on for Sunday. Forecast lows out there tonight, around 57, much warmer, a few low clouds, then those storms roll in by the afternoon hours tomorrow. 78 degrees for our forecast high, and our extended forecast. Chance of a shower and thunderstorm over the next 3 days. We stay warm even as we clear things out, only dropping back down to around 70 for Tuesday. So changing air masses, really just drying things out, not cooling them off. But we do get the sunshine to return as we go into Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of next week. That's a look at your 7-day and your weather forecast. We got more news and sports coming up.
When it comes to cleaning up the streets of Boston,
this is who I am. This is what I do. Now get me in there. He did it, and I know where the proof is.
It's ladies first. Rizzoli and Isles.
Weekends at 11 on KLAX TV.
To catch a killer, you gather the evidence.
There's blood on the screen.
And build a picture-perfect case.
One of you stabbed her 12 times.
Hold on, there, FBI.
Bones Weekends.
Weekends on KLAX TV.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Nick Frank. The NSU baseball team will return to the Diamond tomorrow afternoon, starting up a 3-game set against Nebraska. One of the biggest surprises of the year for the Demons so far has been the pitching of Jerry Maddox.
If he continues to do and build off of what he did last week, he will creep into that weekend rotation, and we're making it hard for him, you know, because those guys on the weekend have pitched well, and that's what you want. It's competition. It's guys competing against each other, you know, as for spots as well as competing against the other team.
The NSU softball team will also be on the road this weekend. After opening up conference play with a sweep over Lamar, Coach Donald Pickett hoping his team can do a bit of the same against a tough Abilene Christian squad.
They're a very athletic team. They've got some good pitching in the circle. So they're going to be I think one of the contenders, and it'd be huge for us to go in there and get some games on their home field.
Brad Laird and the NSU football team will open up spring practice tomorrow afternoon. It'll be his first spring practice as a college head coach. Teams can introduce footballs into 15 of their spring practices, and Laird probably eager to see how much of the new schemes the Demons have absorbed. Spring practice will close out with the 29th annual Joe Delaney Bowl on April 21st.
Those pesky dew points will continue to rise overnight tonight, setting the way for a humid, warm day tomorrow. Showers and thunderstorms erupting as we head to about the noon hour. A few of those storms could be severe. Wind gusts and hail the main threat, and then again watching for severe weather on Sunday. We do stay warm, however, on Sunday we could see hail, wind, or even the possibility of tornadoes. That forecast will continue to be fine-tuned over the next couple of days. We do dry out by Tuesday and cool off just a touch, but really not as big of a cool down as what we had this week. So that's the good news. It does look like the official start of spring next week, and spring arriving right on time with our forecast.
Very busy forecast for the weekend, though.
Yes, absolutely.
Thanks, Ross. Thanks for watching. Have a great night.
Stay connected with KLAX ABC31. Visit us online anytime. Get today's top stories and trending topics. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter. See our pics on Instagram. Watch us on YouTube. And make KLAXTV.com your home for local news and information. Plus, download the KLAX weather app for your smartphone or tablet. Get live current conditions, radar maps, alerts, and more. More ways to stay connected with KLAX TV.